Government dropped these black balls instead of bombs from planes, the world would change dramatically. In fact, hundreds of thousands of these balls are distributed to the public every year in Kenya. Children throw them with slingshots. Tourists toss them from planes, and people pass them around. Each ball contains a tree seed coated with a protective layer, preventing birds from eating the seed when it's thrown. When the rain falls on these balls, the protective layer dissolves, allowing the seed to germinate and bringing life back to thousands of acres of land. A clever person in Brazil found a way to make a lot of money. He put a special display in his shop that shows customers how their clothes will look after tailoring. This makes it easier for customers to choose fabrics, and with this idea, he has made thousands of dollars. Do you think that the fruit you are eating is of the best quality? So you are wrong, because the fruits found in China are very good. The mangoes you're seeing are typically yellow in color, but in China, they're reddish in color. They're so soft that you can even crush them with your hands to eat. Compared to sugarcane, Chinese sugarcane is so soft that instead of using teeth, we can even break it with our hands. Chinese oranges are even sweeter than honey. If you apply even slight pressure on them, you'll get as much juice as in a glass. Have you eaten Chinese fruits? Let me know in the comments. 2 days ago, South Korea faced its deadliest plane crash ever. Out of 181 people on board, only 2 survived. The plane was a Boeing 737-800, and reports suggest that a bird strike caused the crash. But can a bird really bring down a plane? In the past, bird strikes often caused planes to crash. Today's airplane engines are much stronger and can handle 1 or 2 bird strikes. However, in this case, things were worse. A bird's nest was in the flight path. As you can see in this video, birds entered the engine, causing it to catch fire. Another big issue was the airport itself. Despite being international, it was located in a bird feeding and nesting area. On top of that, the safe zone around the airport, which should be at least 390 meters, was much smaller. To make things even worse, the concrete at the airport was built too strong. Instead of absorbing impact, it tore the plane apart. Have you seen street 3D paintings that are made on roads? These artists put a lot of effort into creating these 3D paintings so that when people pass by, they get confused whether it's real or not. These artists earn a lot of money for creating such amazing 3D paintings because it requires a lot of skill. Do you know how to create 3D paintings? Let me know in the comments. Step into a world where fantasy meets reality with our stunning 3D videos. From breathtaking landscapes to thrilling adventures, experience it all in unparalleled realism. Immerse yourself in lifelike scenes that transport you to another dimension where every detail comes alive before your eyes. Get ready to be dazzled as our 3D videos redefine the boundaries of visual entertainment. Subscribe for valuable videos. Made in America, this is the largest movie theater in the world, with a capacity of over 20,000 people. The experience is so immersive that you'll feel as though the events in the movie are happening in real time. If you want to gift your parents a luxurious house, then subscribe. The fish in the film seem to swim right in front of you, and even the chairs are equipped with motion, enhancing the sense of realism. Look. This child has become highly skilled in his art. Watch as he first bends down and then stands up using only his hands. He even uses his feet to aim and shoot. Everyone standing behind him was astonished by his talent. This kid shoots exceptionally well with his feet, and this kid definitely deserves a like. This guy seems like he is 20 or 30 years old, but no. He is actually 56 years old. His name is Chuan Do, and he lives in Singapore. He is also a model, which is why he is handsome. He follows a healthy diet and keeps himself fit by going to the gym and jogging. He is very famous on the internet, and girls like him a lot. Does this guy look 56 years old to you? Let me know in the comments. This person just finished a 100-mile run, and their feet looked absolutely dreadful because they ran the entire ultra-marathon without changing their shoes or socks even once. It's really not advisable, because if you do, you could end up in a similar situation. The little toe seems to suffer the most. How can anyone endure that discomfort? This woman possesses a magical power that she uses to transform everything into cake. Do you know this woman? She's Toba Gecko, who transforms everything into cake. When YouTube sent him the golden play button, he was so happy that he figuratively ate up his own hand along with the play button in excitement. Whatever Toba eats, it turns into cake, whether it's lunch or sushi in dinner. Apart from that, he had also built a dinosaur, a treasure box, and his own sofa. Or she transform anything into cake, so she deserve a like for motivation. This girl is wearing a robotic hand for the first time in her life because she was born without a hand. While learning to use it, she holds a glass in her new hand, focusing intently to avoid dropping it. As she picks up the glass, it suddenly starts falling, but she manages it just in time and enjoys the ice cream inside. But no one can like this effort. After winning a wrestling competition, a young wrestler got carried away and attempted to tackle his coaches. He managed to take down the first, but the second coach swiftly humbled him, turning his victory into a memorable lesson. What do you think? Should the coach have done that? This man attempted to eat 5,000 chili peppers, but things didn't go as planned. While it might seem impossible, you can actually watch the chili peppers in the container slowly disappear. However, after over 6 hours, he had barely eaten half of them. Despite that, he didn't give up. With his mouth and eyes burning from the heat, he pressed on with a smile on his face. In total, it took him 12 hours to finish. If you think this challenge will be tough for you, drop a red heart in the comments. This bag is composed of 99% air and is priced at $50,000. Only 1% of its structure is made from a material called silica aerogel, the lightest solid in the world. It is produced by NASA. If you're thinking this bag is so light that it might burn in the sun's heat, let me tell you otherwise. The 1% silica aerogel used to make it is an exceptional insulator that does not absorb heat, ensuring the bag remains safe even in a fire. This African boy is very poor and has never tasted real chocolate in his life. So, the man recording him decided to give him some. As soon as he took his first bite, he smiled, his face lighting up with happiness, showing how much he loved the kind gesture. Yet, despite this kindness, they got 0 likes. This car you see here is one of thousands found on the roads of Africa. What we think of as junk is often a solution for others. Due to a lack of money, many Africans build cars using parts from scrap shops. The engine, gearbox, and other important parts often come from different brands. Even though they are creative, these cars would get a very low safety rating. If there's an accident, it might feel like the Grim Reaper is giving you a ride straight to the afterlife. You've never seen aiming like this before. First, he aims with an axe, then switches to a knife. His aim is so precise that the knife strikes the axe perfectly. But the crowd is even more amazed when he pulls out a small ring made from the same knife. He throws the ring into the air, and just as it reaches its peak, the knife hits the ring perfectly. This man deserves a like for his skills. In China, people are using incredible technology that goes beyond just taking pictures. They've developed a remarkable machine that, as soon as someone steps into it, begins scanning them in incredible detail from all angles within seconds. After a brief processing period, the machine generates a highly realistic 3D model of the person in short time. This artist, Zlu, gained fame for his unique invisible paintings, and his latest work is truly amazing. Zlu has loved painting since he was young. While his art isn't hyper-realistic, its cartoonish style adds a fun twist, often blending into the background. Sometimes he even paints himself into the scene to make his work more hidden and impressive. In this piece, he becomes nearly invisible, making it his favorite artwork. This Indonesian barber creates stunning works of art using his customers' hair. While some might find it unsanitary, there's no denying the incredible skill behind his creations. Watch as he transforms tiny strands of hair into intricate statues, capturing the likeness of anyone with remarkable precision. He can craft figures like Snoop Dogg, Bruce Lee, or even Hanuman kind. Unfortunately, each masterpiece must be swept away, unless, of course, he turns it into Ronaldo. Would you ever consider buying a unique piece of art made from your own hair? You will understand how dangerous this ampule injection is by watching this video. Actually, you must have taken this ampule injection at some point or the other, in which doctors break this glass ampule and inject you with medicine. But in reality, how dangerous it is known when its breaking is seen in slow motion, in which it is clearly seen that when its neck is broken, small particles of glass go into the medicine. Means if you inject it, then the problem is sure to happen. But it doesn't happen, because doctors first pull the medicine from a filter needle, which traps the glass particles. Then they put the second needle and inject it into you. The Antonov An-225 Maria, a Russian-Ukrainian aircraft, holds the record as the biggest, heaviest, and longest airplane ever built. It was specifically designed to transport heavy and oversized cargo. Remarkably, it was the only aircraft of its kind in the world. Unfortunately, it was destroyed in 2022 during the Russian invasion of Ukraine, in the battle for Antonov Airport. The sheer size and weight of this aircraft can be truly appreciated by observing its massive landing gear, Type 1, word Russia, who destroys a beast plane. Whenever you encounter a robot in an unfamiliar location, it's crucial not to make the mistake of kicking or pushing it. Once this robot is away from its owner and in an unfamiliar environment, people often start mocking and even physically harassing it. However, these actions are conducted as part of an experiment to test its reactions. Beneath our feet lies a hidden realm where tiny creatures shape the world. Scientists poured cement into an ant colony, unveiling a sprawling empire of intricate tunnels and chambers. 2 stories tall, teeming with life, the colony boasted roads, storerooms, and even a queen's chamber. In darkness, these tiny architects thrived, crafting a masterpiece of organization. Though small, their achievements were monumental, showcasing the wonders of nature's brilliance in the depths below. Ants deserve subscribe. This has to be the most terrifying version of a swing you'll ever witness. Just observe how she gradually swings higher and higher until she completes a full 360. I can't imagine the anxiety you'd feel being supported only by her arms and legs. Then, after a few calm swings back and forth, this happened. If you're not usually a fan of art, this man might change your mind. He's developed a unique style of art you've likely never seen before. He calls it mechanical cartoons, where he creates moving characters out of metal scraps he finds around his warehouse. These pieces can take anywhere from a few hours to several days to complete. I believe he deserves an award for his work. What do you all think? Did you know that a kangaroo might seemingly throw her joey in front of a hunter? But why would she do that? Actually, a mother kangaroo loves her joey dearly and would go to any lengths to protect it. However, when she finds herself with no other means of survival, she may drop her joey in front of the hunter to divert their attention, allowing her to escape. The mother believes that if she survives, she can give birth to another joey in the future. It's a heartbreaking decision, but it happens only when the mother has no other way to save herself. Do you know that the life of these turtles is very sad? Because the mother turtle lays eggs in a pit on the shore of the sea and covers them with sand and leaves them forever, because of which baby turtles become orphans before they are born. Then when they come out of the egg, many babies are unable to come out of the sand and die. And those who survive try to reach the sea, where in the middle of the road, some are kidnapped by crabs, some are picked up by crows, some are eaten by seagulls. And those who somehow manage to reach the sea are faced with sharks and other predators, because of which only 1 out of 1,000 turtles survive to their youth, which is then caught by human. Leo had been determined to perform a backflip on his bicycle for years, but his friends would always make fun of him because despite his efforts, he would slip and fall every time he tried. Even after practicing for years, he couldn't perfect the trick and kept falling repeatedly. However, Leo never gave up. He continued to work hard with all his heart, and eventually he succeeded in doing the backflip. But despite his achievement, no one acknowledged his effort with a like. When you see this video, it might look like the player is cheating by putting glue on the ball, but that's not the case. In fact, this is a handball player, and he's applying a special sticky substance to improve his grip on the ball. This helps him control the ball better during the match, making it easier to score goals. But only 2 people like this video. Don't ever think this boy is just a kid. It takes people years to learn the talent he has. First, he spins a football on a pen. Then, he grabs another ball, spins it on his finger, and puts it on top of the first football. He spins them both really fast. After that, he grabs a third ball, spins it, and balances all 3 balls on each other. This boy can do this all day because he is a fan of Ronaldo. So who are you a fan of? Tell me in the comments. Ever wondered how bananas grow without seeds? Here's the scoop. A banana isn't a tree. It's technically a giant herb. While wild bananas have seeds, the bananas we eat have tiny, undeveloped ones. So how do they grow? The banana plant reproduces through suckers, baby plants that sprout from the base. Once the parent plant dies, the cycle continues. Nature's pretty amazing, right? In a car accident, this girl lost all her hair. Doctor said she would never see hair on her head again. But when she came to this barber, the barber showed her that he also didn't have hair to encourage her. Seeing this, the girl started to smile and regained her confidence. Then, the barber began to show his skills. He carefully cut off her remaining hair. After that, he measured her head and put on a wig. The girl looked very beautiful, and she was very happy. She was so delighted with her beautiful hair that she hugged her parents. But sadly, no one has liked or subscribed to the barber's good work yet. If you ever travel by metro, be aware of potential dangers. I say this because there are often thieves waiting outside the metro doors. As soon as the doors close, they grab phones from people standing near them. Unfortunately, no one likes this information. Ever wondered how movie scenes are made? Check out this professional miniature model making. It looks unbelievably realistic. First, a plane crash scene is recreated with stunning detail. Then, a popsicle stick bridge is built in the middle of cotton clouds, complete with foam rocks, creating a breathtaking sky bridge view. But in the final scene, the biggest mistake happens: a bridge built on a river across all seasons, recorded on a green screen. In the comments, how many points out of 10 would you give for his efforts? Beluga whales' adorable faces and gentle behavior attract people to them. This charm makes beluga whales more appealing to many than dolphins. Dolphins, often found living in groups, do not always display the innocence they appear to have. Beluga whales are known for their harmless nature. They bond quickly with humans and enjoy playing with them. These people have created the world's softest matrix, which feels just like jelly. The unique feature of this matrix is that if you apply pressure on one part, the other areas remain unaffected. Its incredible softness comes from a process that involves extracting it after making an incision in a natural tree. To demonstrate its softness, a man places a glass and a marker on the matrix. Even after jumping from a height, neither the items fall, nor does an egg placed on it crack, no matter how many times he jumps. This is the smartest way to give an injection to a cow. Before the vet inserts the needle, they gently pat the cow so it doesn't even realize what's happening. As a result, when the needle goes in, the cow might feel something but won't understand what exactly happened. If, by any chance, the cow figures out that a long needle is being used on it, it wouldn't spare the one giving the injection. This guy from USA has made the most powerful drone in the world. And this guy says that this drone can even fly a human to prove this. This guy sits in the drone, in which a remote is also installed to control. Now this guy starts this drone, and as soon as he sees it, it starts flying at a great height. If someone happens to capsize their boat and fall into the river, it can be quite challenging to climb back aboard. The slippery water makes it tricky, especially for heavier individuals. However, this young woman employs a clever technique to reboard effortlessly. Instead of struggling, she grabs onto a handle and effortlessly pulls herself back onto the boat. This is not a waxed puppet, but a real person who maintains their body in such a way that it appears lifeless and behaves like a puppet. No one can prevent it, because the body is controlled in this manner. Not a single part of the body should move even slightly. Even if submerged in water, the person does not breathe for a while. If you really love your family, then, like this video, if you ever go to Japan, then beware of the boys there, because they can go to any extent to make themselves beautiful, because they do so much makeup on their face that no one can recognize their real face. In fact, boys living in countries like China, Japan, and South Korea are so fond of makeup that they can go to any extent because of it. And most boys do this to get married. I'm telling you right now, no one can ride this bicycle. It's the hardest thing in the world. It's called the brain bicycle, and it has a twist. The handle works in reverse. When you turn the handle to the left, the bike goes right, and when you turn it to the right, it goes left. That's what makes it so difficult to ride. But don't take my word for kids. Kids can do anything. This girl is the bravest and most dangerous girl in the world because she keeps the world's most dangerous animals with her, such as snakes, crocodiles, and monitor lizards. Besides these, she has many others. She plays with them and feeds them, and they love her very much. Would you also like to keep such animals with you? You might be surprised to learn how people in China earn millions of rupees using just grass. First, they apply glue to the grass and dry it thoroughly. After that, they cut the dried grass into the shape of slippers and stitch fabric onto them. They then stack and glue these layers together, making the shoes thick and durable. These unique handcrafted shoes are then sold sold for a good profit. If you like this business idea, let me know in the comments. Have you ever seen a cameraman winning a running race? This happened in the Olympics, where, when the race started and all the athletes began running, the cameraman also had to run to cover the footage. But he ran so fast that he left the athletes behind and won the Olympic race. Have you ever seen such a cameraman like this? Let me know in the comments. Have you ever seen a courageous and skilled girl from the world who survives alone in the jungle and teaches survival techniques that make it easy for you to camp in the jungle? For example, if you're being bothered by mosquitoes in the jungle, how to deal with them, how to climb trees in the jungle, how to start a fire, how to cook food, how to build a shelter if there's snow in the jungle, so how to build a snow camp and wooden camp, and much more. Would you like to go camping with her in the jungle? Let me know in the comments. This is a very emotional story of a cancer patient. When she was getting her hair shaved by the barber, she started crying upon seeing her shaved head. In response, the barber also shaved his own hair, and then other customers in the shop also got their hair shaved. Seeing this, the cancer patient became very happy. If you were in the barber's place, would you shave your hair too? Let me know in the comments. Look, this father wanted to make his child a car racer, for which he teaches him to drive a car since childhood. But today this child was going to drive a Lamborghini car, for which the father also puts a seat, so that the child can sit comfortably and can also drive the handlebar. Everyone was surprised to see, but this child drives the car at a speed of more than 300, and also stops very easily, yet only 2 people liked it. If you ever see such bubbles on a car, never make the mistake of breaking it. Otherwise, doing so will cause a loss of lax, because such bubbles are formed on those cars on which wrapping or PPF is done, and these bubbles are formed due to excess heat, which if not broken, can be repaired later. But no one can like this video. This person who plays with clay actually makes cartoon sculptures and mugs that look very good and unique. Besides sculptures, he also makes beer-related and many other cartoon items. If you appreciate his hard work, please like this video. See, all the windows of this building suddenly open and enter this washing machine. And although this thing looks fake, in many cities of China, companies earn millions of dollars from this thing. To get the attention of the people there, big people put such 3D screens in front of their mall. But some people put such 3D screens on the road in front of the mall, so that people stop seeing it and their mall gets promoted. What do you think about this business? This guy drops an iron rod into a pipe and lets it fall onto a brick, shattering it completely. Then, he places 3 helmets made in Japan together and drops the same rod on them, leaving a hole in all 3. Afterward, he takes a helmet made in China, drops the iron rod on it, and nothing happens to the helmet. If your country's helmets are stronger than China's, like this video and drop your country's flag in the comments. If you ever visit China, be careful on this bridge. Unlike the people you might see acting wild on it, this isn't just any ordinary bridge. It's actually the strongest bridge in the world. During its construction, trucks and cars were driven across it to test its strength. However, nowadays it's only open to pedestrians. These are the most suspicious toys in the world, straight out of China. They're so uncanny that you'll think they're made from real human body parts. But relax, they're not. These toys are made from silicone, and because of this, they look so realistic that it feels like you are touching a real person. Let's give a thumbs up for these bizarre toys. In China, there's a special place where people believe wishes come true. They throw red cloths inside for good luck. If they have many wishes, they tie lots of cloths, filling the place up. You can see how many wishes there are by looking inside. It shows how much people hope for things together. This tradition shows how much they believe in everyone's wishes and hopes being heard. Would you like to visit this place? Let me know in the comments. Learn to earn money from China, because nowadays they have invented a new technique of taking pictures in which a leaf is placed on top of this machine. And as soon as the photo is put in the machine, this machine starts cutting the leaf with the help of a laser, which starts making a photo on the leaf. But what is even more surprising is that they frame such a photo and sell it for $500. If you ever try to climb this mountain, your feet might end up looking like this. These people are heading to Mount Tai in China, which has over 7,000 steps from the bottom to the top. It takes around 5 to 6 hours to reach the summit if you climb non-stop. The ascent is so challenging that some people never make it back down. But once you reach the top, the breathtaking view will be one of the most incredible sights of your life. This guy drops an iron rod into a pipe and lets it fall onto a brick, shattering it completely. Then, he places 3 helmets made in Japan together and drops the same rod on them, leaving a hole in all 3. Afterward, he takes a helmet made in China, drops the iron rod on it, and nothing happens to the helmet. If your country's helmets are stronger than China's, like this video and drop your country's flag in the comments. This guy made a laundromat, and you won't believe how much money he made in just 5 days. When he started pulling out coins from the machine after 5 days, it was a lot of money. In the end, you'll definitely want to see how much he ended up withdrawing. But keep in mind, he's only started withdrawing from the medium load machine. He kept filling buckets with the money he took out, and he already had 2 buckets filled. He charges $7 for using these machines, and he also collected all the cash earnings from the 5 days. So altogether, he made $2,119 in just 5 days. Subscribe for more interesting ideas. Bamboo drifting is rapidly gaining popularity in China as a mesmerizing skill that allows individuals to walk on water using a single bamboo pole. Remarkably, this bamboo can support over 150 kilograms with ease. However, mastering the art of bamboo drifting is no simple task. It demands years of rigorous practice and precision. Once perfected, a skilled drifter can glide effortlessly across rivers, covering impressive distances in mere minutes. In China, unusually large fruits are grown, much bigger than their normal size. This is achieved through the use of chemicals and the creation of artificial environments. Do you like fruits grown with chemicals? If not, then subscribe. The real fruit is eaten by the people of China. We only eat grass. First of all, compared to our sugar cane, China's sugar cane is so soft that it can be broken with hands instead of teeth. Next, China's oranges are sweeter than honey. If you cut them and press them lightly, a glass of juice will come out. Next, China's mangoes are so big and fresh that they don't have a seed inside. Just keep eating mangoes and keep eating. Next, if you want to eat China's lychee, then just go to China's rose. Even if you eat one by one, your stomach will be full. By the way, if you think your country's fruits are better than Chinese fruits, then put your country's flag and red heart in the comments. China's fruits may look shiny and perfect, but don't be tricked. They might be changed artificially to look this way. For example, their sugarcane is so soft it can be broken by hand, and their mangoes have no seeds. Their oranges are so juicy you can get 2 glasses of juice from one. These fruits are made to look nice, but the prettier they seem, the more dangerous they could be to eat. Have you ever eaten Chinese fruits? Let me know in the comments. This little girl from China will amaze you because she performs backflips and moves that even professionals can't do. People from other countries come to watch her. How did you like her performance, and would you enjoy doing these moves yourself? Let me know in the comments. This man from China has an extraordinary talent. When someone shows him a color, he selects a few paints from his box and places them in a glass. After mixing them with a tool, the color he creates is identical to the one given to him. He can do this because he has been perfecting his color matching skills for the past 40 years. Can you compete with him in color matching? Let me know in the comments. This Chinese woman exhibits remarkable strength, surpassing many Indian female bodybuilders. She ventures into the forest to chop thick logs and effortlessly lifts them onto her back using a rope. Despite lacking assistance, she manages to carry the wood home through sheer determination. Discover how Chinese artists create expensive art using fish. First, they carefully paint the entire fish with a brush. Then, they press a white sheet onto the painted fish. After some finishing touches, when the sheet is lifted, a stunning piece of art is revealed.
Wow.
This unique technique produces artwork worth millions. This guy made one simple mistake that ruined an hour of hard work, but he didn't give up. Instead, he took the ruined clay, remade the dough, and started shaping the pots all over again. His dedication was clear. He wasn't going to quit that easily. As he worked, he even began adding colors, making each pot uniquely beautiful. In no time, the vibrant pots were ready again. But despite all the effort, one person appreciated his hard work. He is an artist of this world who makes sculptures of everyone in clay, including famous people like Michael Jackson, Mr. Bean, footballer Kobe Bryant, LaMelo Ball, and cartoon heroes like Batman, among many others. Can you make sculptures out of clay like him? Then, like and subscribe to this video. This bird has a brain as clever as Einstein's when it comes to finding food. You might be surprised by its unique strategy. When it rains, worms hidden in the ground quickly surface, drawn out by the vibrations of raindrops. The seagull has figured this out, so it dances on the ground, creating vibrations with its feet that mimic the sound of rain. The worms, thinking it's time to come up, have no idea they're walking into danger. What do you think about this bird strategy? Sure, if you ever venture into the mountains, you'll come across a signboard you must pass beneath and observe. It will indicate whether navigating the narrow mountain paths will be feasible for you. This helps prevent situations where individuals might get stuck due to size constraints while climbing. Despite its purpose, only a couple of people appreciated its presence. This girl's video is going viral on the internet because her handwriting is considered the best in the world. Her writing looks like it has been printed by a computer. As a result, but unfortunately, due to a crash, it was shut down in 2003. Have you ever tried to count your hair? It's impossible, but a boy counted all the hairs on his head. It took him so long to count his hair that new ones grew in the meantime. He has a total of 1,500 hairs on his head. Can you count your hair? If you had to choose a pet for your home, would you prefer a dog or a cat? This is because they are smaller in size. However, there is a man who keeps a cow in his house. He does cooking, swimming, playing, eating, washing pots, and camping with it. Even his little son is just like him. This friendship definitely deserves a like. First, the boy jumps out of bed like a fish. After washing his face and hands, he walks outside like a bodybuilder. Then, on the road, he starts moving like an animal. But when he suddenly swims on the street like a fish, people go wild. Finally, he arrives at the gym, where he performs the workout he created. And yet you still haven't liked this video? In Florida, there is the world's most dangerous tunnel, which is called the Crocodile Glass Tunnel.